Welcome to the Council of Titos, the new show in Laro-Laro lang channel where we are going to talk about a different kind of game compared to the usual stuff we talk about on the channel. And this is the long-running reality show Survivor, particularly Survivor 41. I'm Chief Bisdak Joel Parcon, and with me on the Council of Titos is a new Sportito, Martin Vicencio. Say hello, Marts.
Hey Joel, thank you Chief Bisdak for inviting me here in the podcast. You can call me Martin V.
Martin V, there we go. A new Sportito for our fans. So, okay, let's get right into it. Before we talk about the new season of Survivor, of course, Marts, I just want to ask, you personally, how long have you been a fan of the show?
Oh man, it's been almost 20 years.
Wow.
I think it has been 20 years. When's the second season of Survivor? Survivor the Australian Outback?
Outback.
I first saw it on AXN because when you watched AXN, those days there will always be a Survivor ad promo, and then they spoil who got voted out that week.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Remember,
Why would they
you
do
always see
that?
16 outcasts, and then they showed Deb. The tribe has spoken. I'm like, I don't know what this means. So I didn't know Deb was eliminated. And then the next week you'd see Kel. And then the next week you'd see Marilyn. And then Mitch. Like, I don't get it. So these guys are the top 4 people. And then when I check it out, I didn't see them anymore in the first episode I saw. All I saw was Alicia and Kimmy arguing, and Alicia go, "Don't go there, girl." Don't go. You know, the whole finger wagging.
Yeah. That one, yeah.
That thing. And then the next week I saw the tribe has spoken, Kimmy. And I'm like, so they got voted out. You know, that thing I just saw, the tribe has spoken. Okay, I get it. The tribe has spoken means you got eliminated.
What? But that's what got you into the show.
What got me into the show was actually the voting aspect. Because I was saying, wait, so how do you eliminate someone? Oh, you vote them out. Oh, thank God, I thought they die.
You thought it was like the new craze right now, Squid Games. If you don't finish the challenge, you get like off.
Basically like that. Squid Game. The one in the memes. Yes, the one in the memes.
Oh gosh, you haven't watched that yet. If you are a Survivor fan, you have got to try and catch it because it has some of the aspects, some similar aspects to the reality show that we love. Yeah, but of course the stakes are just that much higher because they also get ferried off to an island. They play games to survive. So it's basic, and then in the end, whoever wins, the sole survivor wins a ton of money. So it's basically Survivor.
Nice.
But fictional Survivor, but with bigger stakes.
Like
They also have some sort of host. Yeah, they have some sort of host. So it's actually for a Survivor fan, you would find something that you can connect to. Right. So yeah.
Okay.
So you got into Survivor through Australian Outback. Because of Australian Outback. That was the first one that you watched.
Because of the Jeff Varners, the Mike Scoopin. Well, not anymore because you know what happened to him. Survivor Philippines. That was sick.
Yeah.
Because before 20 years ago, when you think about Mike Scoopin, it's like, the guy had his hand burned, right?
The guy who got his hands burned off. Yeah.
The guy who, if he could have stayed, I think Kucha would have dominated Ogakor. Now, when you think about Mike Scoopin, it's like, do not Google Mike Scoopin.
Exactly. Do not Google Mike Scoopin. Yeah.
This is not reverse psychology to those who are watching. Okay. This is legit. Do not Google.
Yeah. It's funny because actually I also started watching Survivor with Australian Outback, but I do remember because I don't think I had cable back then. I watched it on Studio 23.
I watched the next few seasons there, Marquesas, because AXN kind of canned or canceled.
They didn't carry it anymore
after Africa. Yeah, so that kind of sucked. I started to like Survivor, and then they showed replays of Survivor the first season while waiting for Africa because remember September 11 happened. So
I
had to make a longer wait for Survivor Africa. And from the first part is the voting aspect. So I didn't know why this thing was so popular. Like, so the one who wins is the one who doesn't get voted out in the first few episodes, and then the final episode, he or she has to get all the votes. This is so
Yeah,
cool.
that was such a it was such a, well, back then. Well, I think until now it was such a cool mechanic where you have to connive, like the slogan of the show, right? Outwit, outplay, outlast
Outplay, outlast.
all of the others. Back then it was how many survivors? 30 or
16.
16 survivors. So you have to outwit, outplay, outlast at the very least what, 13 of them or 14 of them. And then, but
At
in
least
the end,
14 of them.
yeah, because it was
there's gonna
it
be
was a
two of
final
you.
two, right? Yeah, but in the end, you have to have made enough connections with at least 10 of them so that you would get their votes to become the sole
Yes.
survivor. That was such a cool mechanic for it. It wasn't just a straightforward, okay, play and then you win. Play and then you win. Right? There was that whole social aspect that really made it different
Oh, yeah.
from all of the other shows back then.
It
Yeah.
was pretty cool. And at first, it's the voting aspect, and then when I grew up, it wasn't even about the challenges. There's certain seasons. There's an immunity challenge or a reward challenge,
Mhm.
and I downloaded the episode. I just skipped to the part where they win because I'm mostly on the strategy aspect. Or
Yeah.
how do you get to the voting?
Yeah.
At the end of the episode. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to watch, like the socialization.
The social aspect. Yeah, we're pretty much the same. It's really how the whole thing about the social experiment of bringing all of these people from
Yes.
very different varied backgrounds, right? Yeah, we have all of these different people, and they tried so many variations of the
Oh,
game. They
God,
did
yes.
the blood versus water, the whole different generations, different
Yeah.
social backgrounds. Yeah.
Different colors. We have no colors, so we're the no colors.
Oh yeah,
guy.
the different social
Right?
classes, basically. Yeah, you've got the blue collars, the white
funny.
collars, and the no collars. Yeah, that was
No colors.
it. Yeah, it was for me. It was so ahead of its time, in that sense. They introduced a lot of new things over the span of 40 seasons, right?
So speaking of generations like millennials versus Gen X, so as a fellow millennial, Mr. Joel,
Oh,
who are your favorite Survivor players of all time?
dude, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not a millennial actually.
We'll
I'm-
adopt you as a millennial.
You can adopt me as a millennial.
You'll be
I-
the Gen Xer that looks like a millennial.
Wow,
the one that
thank
had
you,
a hot
man.
spore.
Thank you, man. But because I actually belong to that small span of kids. Yeah, the seniors. We're the seniors because we are the ones who were at the tail end of Gen X, and at the start of millennials. So we're seniors. So yeah, but yeah, my favorite survivors. I actually have a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of them. One is the guy who, the more recent. I'm gonna start from the more recent and go back to
Actually, that's a good idea.
yeah, the more recent one that I really liked is Tony Velacos. Right, I really loved the way that he played the game. He was sort of like your, he did all of that spy stuff, but then again he was a little bit more honorable. Right, he was more honorable than the name escapes me. What's the name of that little guy?
Russell
Russell
the
Hantz.
real-
There you go.
Your real favorite Survivor player of all time, Joel. How dare you? I don't even like the Pistons, Joel. I love the Houston Astro Rockets. Oh, I'm sorry. In basketball, I heard that the Rockets.
So yes, but yeah, I
have
mean
not been a
Tony
rookie.
Vlachos. Tony Vlachos from me had all of those characteristics of Russell Hantz. He was sort of like villainous, but in a way he was a little bit more honorable. And and the way that he played the game for me, especially since he was a new gen, because they had the new
Yes.
generation, old generation. He was a new generation player, and I think that he was the epitome of the new generation player. He was able to play the social aspect really well, and he was able to. I don't know if you can say it. He quote unquote had a cheat code with the game. He was able to cheat the game with the way that he was able to find all of those idols. Yeah, for me. Tony Vlachos was really like a really cool survivor. What about you? Give me one of yours.
Well, you just said it already. Tony Vlachos.
Mm.
Because he is like the epitome of a Russell Hans meets a good guy. So
Yep, right?
imagine if Russell went to the Heroes tribe.
Exactly.
There wasn't
Exactly.
being such a big deal about it. That's Tony.
Exactly.
Basically, for the wrestling fans, Tony Vlachos is akin to Eddie Guerrero. He lies, cheats, steals, and wins. But you like him doing that because he's so kooky and goofy. Sometimes when you caught him off guard,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hilarious. Like the second go around where he was in Game Changers.
Yeah.
He got voted off early, but you saw like he tries every crazy stunt. He fails, so he gets voted out, and then he learned from it, and that's what happens in Heroes. What's that? Survivor, Winners at War.
Winners at
he
War.
learned from that mistake, and he tried to tone it down a bit, but still kept his toniness.
Yeah, I think it was that because with Russell, all you got was intensity. He was really intense. He was really okay. I'm playing the game. I'm going to win this game. Everything and all of that. But with Tony, you had that. Okay, he was still that. He had that master plan, but you could see how. I don't know if you could call him sincere. He had that different side of him that was what you said. He was goofy. He had all of these things like in Winners at War when he caught that shark. He was like he was like all goofy and stuff. Right? He was so that makes him that makes him a sympathetic character for me, and I think that's one of the things that really got me onto his side. Because I didn't really quite like him in the past seasons, except I think
Cagayan?
Yeah, Cagayan. I didn't quite like him.
Oh man, I hated him because he kicked out Clifford Robinson. Like for the first few
Yeah,
episodes.
Uncle Cliffy.
Really? You're out for Uncle Cliffy?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was really hard. But come on, give me another name. Give me another name.
I mentioned this guy earlier already.
Mhm.
Russell.
Hans as well. Wow.
Because, like I said, current Survivor season, one of my favorites would be Tony. Second would all like there's a second, third, and fourth place tie on the current ones because I don't know. Even before Winners at War, there have been a handful of very nice characters, like memorable characters. Even the runner-up to Tony's Survivor season, Cagayan, Woo. Right?
Woo was a very
Fun, but that's like those are not my favorites of all time in the season.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy them, so for every Tony in this era, there's a Woo, there's a Reem Daily. Dude, that's so lame. You're not even my favorite. I'm not even your favorite. Something like that. So yeah, Russell. Why? Because he actually made me want to watch Survivor again.
Because of all of the tactics and
I mean, it was mean, but dear God, imagine if the other tribe of Samoa won. That would have been so boring.
True.
Really?
True.
What, you have Mr. Charisma Brett? Really? I'd rather get that Natalie White win. Honestly speaking.
Yeah, but then again, they did say that Natalie was like riding the coattails of Russell, right? That's how she won, supposedly. She's one of those winners that a lot of people don't quite like because of the way that she won.
Theory.
Yeah.
I think when you think about it, because I'll go about this in the next few minutes. For me, I like Russell because he's a character. He is a true villain. That's why when there was Survivors, Heroes versus Villains,
you knew that he was going to be part of
they
it.
casted Russell in the next season because he has to continue that story of being a villain. Because in Samoa, he wasn't even a villain yet.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm sorry, he was like the one early phase of Wolverine before he became the popular Wolverine. Imagine 80s Wolverine, like, I like Nightcrawler better. Colossus is quite nice. Oh, Wolverine, he's a dick. That's the Wolverine kind of thing.
Yeah, man. But he's sort of built for it too. He's like short and stocky.
The short, stocky. With the syndrome that he has to be the best in everything he does. And
That
what he
is-
does is not pretty. It's basically Wolverine.
That is a really, really cool comparison. Yeah, he is. He is sort of like Wolverine in the 80s. Before Hugh Jackman, totally changed the way that people look at Wolverine.
Which is funny because in the 80s cartoon, Wolverine has a strong Australian accent, and then you go to the movies, he's being played by an Australian without an accent.
Without the accent. That's cool. That's cool. Now
90s
from
kids
your
like
side,
me
from your side, I'm gonna go over to my side. So you got a villain as your second name. My second name is actually on the hero side, and it's Rupert. For me, Rupert was like the epitome of like being a good guy. He was like the good guy. He didn't really. I don't even think he joined Survivor to win. I think he joined Survivor just to show how, just to maybe prove to himself that he can do it, and then to show it to everyone else that, okay, this is how you actually should be doing it, with honor, with all of the nobility, and that also got that was his Achilles heel, the fact that he was too nice for me.
And he was too loyal.
He was too loyal. Yeah, exactly. All of
Too
those, all of the
nice.
good aspects, and then, it was too bad. But I really liked him. I really liked the fact that he was a provider. He didn't care what other people thought about him because he could provide. He didn't use it as a he didn't dangle the fact that he could provide for the rest of the tribe.
Oh yeah.
As a means to stay in the game longer. Yeah, so yeah, for me, Rupert is like one of those guys that I really, really admire as a contestant, as a castaway. So do you have any other names that you've got in your list?
I don't know if it like counts, but the other one would be the Rob that didn't win the game. Would be Rob
All-Star?
Sister Nino.
Oh, Sister
Yeah,
Nino.
Rob C.
Sister Nino. Okay.
Because ironically, I never saw Survivor the Amazon until last year.
Oh.
But I saw
Oh.
some of his game in All Stars because I'm like, oh, so there's two Robs. I didn't see this guy,
Yeah.
but apparently he's a threat. And then
Mm.
I got to see him because of his podcast work. So
Yeah. He's like one
I
of the
like his
best
ins-
Survivor
Yes.
podcasters. Yeah.
So by default, he has to be in this answer. He's one of my favorites of all time because not only did he inspire me to watch more Survivor because of his podcast, but also inspire me to do some podcasting
Nice.
once I
Nice.
got
So-
the mic.
Wow. So he was like, he influenced you not only in your appreciation of the show, but also in
Yeah.
coming up with your own podcast and stuff. Wow, that is pretty cool. Mine, I have like a last one, but it's not really. I don't really like. He's not top of mind for me. So for me, top of mind is always like Tony and Rupert. The third guy that I like more because of his story, and more because of how he was able to overcome the adversity during his season was Ben.
Oh, Ben Driebergen.
Yeah, the winner from his season. Like he was like one of the. He always had those Ben bombs. Yeah, and he was coming from the bottom, and then he scratched and he clawed his way up to the top, and he won. Because of that story, that's why I like him, and because of the fact that he's like, and especially in Winners at War. If you've seen Winners at War, that was the way that he sacrificed himself for Sarah.
Right.
Yeah, because he was like, towards the end, he was like, if there's gonna be a vote, better me than you deserve this more than I do. He was, again, I'm sorry, but I tend more towards the good guys. I don't really quite like Russell Hantz. I like him because of his gameplay, but the good guy, the noble guy is the honorable guy.
Yes.
Ben is the honorable guy who won. Rupert is the honorable guy who never quite got
Tried
there
to
because
win.
I think he lacked the what do you call this? I'm sorry, the
He lacks some social.
Yeah,
strategy
he lacks-
because
yeah.
Even in All Stars, I'm like, no, Rupert, why are you guys doing a mud thing? No, don't, seriously, I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you. What the hell?
yeah he again he really didn't quite care too much about the game. He really just wanted to be there probably to test himself. I think it was more of a
Yes.
personal thing for him.
And I remembered he's a troubled teens counselor when I remember his.
Yeah, that's
uh,
that's his
Rhode
background.
Island. So I have a feeling, and I think he did mention this. He wanted to join the show to inspire the teens he was talking to say you can do anything,
Yeah.
and anything could be a contestant here in Survivor.
Yeah.
No.
And so he really
Yeah.
he was quote unquote altruistic in his intention of joining the game. Yeah. So
And even in
okay.
this last
Yeah.
season, if you remember, what did he do? He sacrificed his game for his wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay, didn't expect
Yeah,
that.
it really wasn't about winning the game. It was really about making a statement through the game. Yeah, which has happened in several seasons, right? Several seasons, many statements have been made, all throughout the different kinds of statements that could be made. Speaking of seasons, Martin, what is your favorite season of all time?
Oh, that's easy. Heroes versus villains.
Oh wow, why so?
I mean, all of my favorites in early Survivor there, you just mentioned Rupert,
Mm-hmm.
right? Colby, Tom, Stephanie on one end, and then you got my favorites in token scenes, Coach, Tyson, and then you have Rupert, and then for some reason, you have bitter old man Randy there too,
Oh my gosh, Randy though.
and there's Boston Rob. And then you also have, oh God, Parvati.
Parvati.
You got Parvati on
Parvati,
one side,
yeah,
and then you
on
have-
the
you have
on the
Amanda
villain
on the
side.
other. And I'm asking, why is Amanda on the other side?
Yeah, that was also it was weird to see Amanda. I because yes, while I did notice her, she was in China, right? That was her first season, right? But she didn't quite give me the feel of being a villain or a hero or anyone notable.
You feel like she's always there to ride on the coattails of someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Todd.
Yeah.
Then on the other season, there's Suri and Parvati.
Mhm.
And then here, there's nobody. That's why she got voted on.
She got voted out. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's yours. Here you got heroes versus villains. Yeah. For me, I'd have to say out of all of the seasons, I can't say that I'm like a religious viewer or fan. I'm not like a super fan of the show, but I'd have to say that of all of the seasons that I've watched closely, last season 40 would have to have been the best for me so far. Not only because it sort of brought together like your the best of the best, the cream of the crop. I mean, it is winners at war, but also because of because of the fact that they made that like the milestone for the past era of Survivor, because I actually didn't know about that, but except for until when was that? I think the last episode or the second to the last episode when or even it I think when I was watching Ponderosa, when all of those who were eliminated were already saying that this is going to be their last season, and you see that all of these iconic people saying, okay, I'm gonna hang up my sneakers, this is it, and that really got to me. I mean, these are like iconic players of the game, and then this is the last time you're ever gonna see them. There's no way that they're gonna come back. It was really touching, and the whole story of that whole thing. And then again, Tony won. Huh?
My favorite scene was like Tony versus Sarah in the fire making challenge. It's like,
oh gosh, that was so.
right?
Yeah. Oh my God, cops
like-
are us, man.
it's
Cops are us.
Like they're supposed to shoot the other one if it was like an action movie,
Yeah,
just to
man.
save to save the world.
Yeah.
Take out the other
Going back to
one.
Squid Game, you've got to catch Squid Game on Netflix. Catch it. There is also something similar in Squid Game. There's also a similar circumstance in Squid Game. So you got to catch that. We're not sponsored by Squid Game, by the way. Although if they do want to sponsor us, that would be very fine. That would be very fine with me.
And yes, speaking of games, it's also not related to the kind of rip-off game and video game scene called Crab Games. Which is,
There's a crab game, video game.
yeah, our friend Nico just played it last night. Because he doesn't know Squid Game too, so he joined our common friend Norm And oh yes, I remember this mini game. It's part of the meme where they turn around, you die, right? that that thing
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
meme.
yeah.
I think that the one that looks like this weird statue of the
Yeah.
girl. If it looks at you, you dead. There, if it looks at you, you implode or something, or you explode or something. It's not fair because the view of Miko's screen is like, did he even turn around or he just randomly combust?
Oh wow! So there. I mean, that's how you know that something's getting really popular. If there are a lot of other people trying to
A lot of
copy it.
indie games.
Yeah, indie games. Yeah.
Even you're popular or you made it when Minute Burger makes a caricature of your show or your video game or your anime. On their next Minute Burger ad.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's talking. That's how we Martin and I have been fans. Martin V and I have been fans of the show. So yeah, we are Titos of the game. We fit into this council of Titos. So yeah, Marts, let's go on and let's start with a new season. So anyway, it's a new season, a new Survivor, and really, it is a new Survivor. Yeah. So what do you think? What are your thoughts about the changes that they've made to the game so far?
Well, for me, it has to. We have to talk about the shorter period, which is 26 days.
26
I
days, yeah.
think this is understandable because I heard they filmed this last year, 2020. So it's still COVID, and there's
Yeah.
still no vaccines at that time. So of course we have to understand it had to be shortened to 26 days. I think that's one of the reasons. Had they had their way, I'm pretty sure it would still be a full 39 days
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with the new twists and advantages as well.
Yeah, the new. Yeah, I wanna pick your brain about that. What do you think about all of these new twists, these new advantages that we've got? We've got the first of all, the first thing that really got to me was the fact that they didn't have rice to begin with. Yeah, right. They had to like
That's
win their rice or something because through that challenge that risk or what was that, savvy or sweat.
Risk or reward. Yeah, savvy or sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to do that because before they sort of had the luxury of being fed pretty okay at the start. You had like a whole container of rice. So yeah,
It reminds me of Survivor Fiji. If you watch the one that
Mhm.
Earl Cole won.
mhm.
So it's basically they're going to be the have-nots. They don't have the rice.
Mm.
They don't have a luxurious camp.
Mm.
But they still have the elements with them, so they might try to lick off the water on the leaves, or they might try to get some snails on the rocks, or they
Mhm.
might try to, grab some. It's Fiji, so there should still be coconuts, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
So if they don't
yeah.
have a machete, now there's the
Yeah, there's the thing. That's the thing. How do you'd have to be ultra creative. I don't even know if they briefed this cast of castaways that's how they were going to play the game. I'm not sure. They probably
I don't
did.
think so.
Yeah, they probably. I'm not sure because otherwise, with the number of super fans that have come up throughout the years, I'm sure that they would have probably prepared. Like, how do you cut open? How do you break open a coconut without a machete? How do you
Joel, there's only one tribe that has a Nasir. They can't have Nasirs, right?
True, because if they had briefed all of the cast prior, they probably would have cast a lot more Nasirs to be part of the other tribes, right?
Can I
Yeah.
get this out of the way? I really enjoy watching Nasir, ironically or unironically, because he's unintentionally funny for me. Like, even in the past few episodes, like, look, he had a good game. He said, "Hey, I think they're looking for the idols," which is true.
Mm.
But I'll reserve this for the part two, the merge part, because it involves the one that got voted out, Sydney.
Mm.
But then Sydney had to like snitch on him. Like, if you wanted all girls alliance, there was your shot, Sydney.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
But yeah,
stupid.
that whole thing was like, yeah, that Well, we'll talk a
But
little bit more about that later. Uh,
the
yeah,
no food situation,
yeah,
it's been there. I think the one we need to talk about is the flint.
yes.
Think about
That's the
that
bigger. That's the
because
bigger
without
change.
fire, that's harder,
Mm-hmm.
and without flint, that's way harder.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Again,
And
not everyone can
imagine
have
you,
an Asir.
yeah, you won a flint, and then he takes it away from you because you just lost a challenge.
Yes. That is such a
Like
huge
that.
thing. I mean,
What the hell?
to have, yeah. It really adds a new dimension. It I guess that it changes the way that you play the game. Because number one, you're more motivated to win a challenge because you have to keep your flint, even if it's just like, although they haven't really been doing reward challenges and immunity challenges separately. I think they only did it once this season so far. In previous seasons, they've been like putting the two together. But yeah, I mean, if you just lose, say for example, a reward challenge, you lose your flint as well. You don't get reward, you also lose a flint. Right? So
Yeah, like
it's such a bigger change to the game.
that's
Yeah.
like wow, no, that's a bit mean on Jeff's part.
I
So,
think it's because they're trying to
what's
push the
next?
envelope. Yeah.
You can't keep the fire on your.
You have to douse the fire
torch.
before
Yeah,
before
you
heading
go
out for a
to the
challenge.
camp because you don't have a flint anymore,
Yeah.
right? That's like messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure that has like that's probably led to some changes in the way that some fans right now, us, no, fans who would later on want to join the game, it'll change the way that they play. It'll change the way that they prepare. I'm sure they won't. Because since a lot of fans know that Flint is always there, so they'll learn how to use Flint. But now that
Now
you know
they
that
have to
Flint can be
learn
taken
how
away,
to
right?
make fire without the flint.
Exactly.
You have to fake that you need glasses to read. So you can use a pair of glasses, and use the whole. Oh, here's the sun.
Yeah,
whole
that's
reflection
one way. It's a good change in the sense that it now upends the way that fans or players are going to play moving forward. Yeah.
I think we have to mention the players, the cast and presence we have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So before I get my pre-show winner pick, what are your thoughts on this more diverse cast? Because I felt it. I felt this is actually a genuine push. This is actually a genuine casting. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, we have to cast these guys. Okay, send this colored person here. Send this white person here. How about this Asian? Yeah, go. Yeah, there you go. Diverse cast. This one's like they actually made it well thought out.
It's
I don't know if
yeah.
if I'm the only one that felt it. It really felt like a genuine push.
Well,
And it's very commendable.
yeah, it's one of the things that I noticed is that I think that they sort of, I would say that they changed the way if they do still have typecasts, they changed the way that they typecast. They changed the profiles of people that they're gonna add into the game. Yeah, and I guess it's probably a genuine casting, like who would be the best people to put in the cast. But then again, because that you always have to do that. You always have to come up with good television, good TV to get the ratings and stuff. But still, I think that you're right. That they for this is by far a more genuine casting compared to previous seasons. I mean, we do have groundbreakers here. First of all, the first Pinay, Erica, and she's also the first Canadian, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, Canadian Filipino.
Yeah, this is the first time that a Canadian is in the cast. So yeah, they've got Erica Kasupanan, right? It comes all the way from the Philippines, so Pinoy pride right there, right?
Yeah. I would have disowned her if she didn't break the glass. I think I said that in the episode I shared to you that me and Dao were discussing. No Pinoy pride for you.
Yeah,
Really, right in front of
revoke
my
your
Pancit
Pinoy card,
Canton,
right?
you
And then
don't smash glass. You shame our kind.
Yeah.
Like, there's an Asian meme about us being disappointed of our kids if you don't get an A. Here's Filipino Survivor fans disappointed if you don't smash that hourglass.
That can be a meme. That can be a meme. Revoke Pinoy card if you don't break the glass. Right?
Yeah.
If you're not out to be ultra competitive and really try to come out on top. Right? And yeah, we also have our first guy, Nasir. You're
Here.
yeah. Who is where's he from? He's from Bangladesh, am I right?
I think same nationality as the twins, Natalie and Nadia Anderson, actually. Sri Lankan.
Yeah,
Or
Sri Lankan.
descent.
Yeah, okay. But he's different in the fact that he learned how to speak English by watching Survivor.
Yeah, that's two people. That's one person here too.
Right?
Okay. Because if you think about it, if this was an old school Survivor casting, the only one they would have casted would have been Nasir,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it.
A token minority.
A token what? It's like a tie.
Yeah.
Seasons past, or
Yeah.
Taurog, or a Yao Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right?
Except
That's
of course
your token
for
Yao.
that season, the season with Yaman that had like all a whole tribe of Asians, right? Was that? Yeah, that was the season with Asians.
No, it was.
No, wasn't?
The one with Asians was with Yule.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. The one with you. Yeah.
Yule, Cowboy, and another Filipina, Jen, and then another guy named Brad. Verata.
Oh wait, so there was already a Filipina before?
Yeah. Phil Ams.
Oh,
Right,
but yeah, but this is like Erica,
a
like
pure-
comes from the
Comes
Philippines.
from
Yeah.
the Philippines.
Yeah.
This is new, actually.
Yeah.
So imagine that. But here you have, you actually have Nasir, you have Erica, you have Evie, the first one who openly refers to their personhood as they, them, right?
Mhm.
Ricard has a hearing problem. So we do have someone with a hearing problem before in Christie in Amazon.
Yeah.
But since then, not much.
Mhm.
Like in old seasons, you'd only have one or two of them at most, but here you actually have more than 50%.
Yeah.
So this is where you say, "Oh, no more pasty white people on most of the sides."
Trying to get
It's
tans, you know.
really, right?
Yeah.
It's really diverse. So,
Yeah.
props to Survivor.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ricard, he was my preseason pick to win, and I still am, especially
Oh,
on the previous
wow.
episodes you saw. Like,
Wow.
I think people or the players are gonna hate him because he has that vibe of. If you
He
feels
looks
like
rude and mean.
He looks like Sash.
Yeah, he's got sass. He's got sass, exactly.
or Albert from South Pacific.
Mm.
Like he has that smarmy, slimy vibe, which I hope he can take out. But look at this. I think I'm already going to part 2 here, but
It's
whatever.
fine, man. It's fine.
Didn't he put the idea out there to Shan to A, convince JD to give the extra vote, not once but twice?
Mm-hmm.
Did he not give the idea to, hey Shan, can you say the line to activate the idea just in case the blue tribe has the line? And it did. And then when that worked, Shan was trying to say, no, I'm way smarter than this Ricard guy. Here, watch me try to get my extra vote back.
Mm-hmm.
Who still has the extra vote?
True.
It's like I suggested to you to do this method to this guy, and then you try that method on me. Like, I gave you that idea. That's not gonna work. like you know.
Yeah. He if he continues with this whole aura of being a smarmy, sassy player, he would actually
That's
make a
gonna-
good villain
Yeah, but
later on.
that's gonna hurt him in the long run. That's what I'm worried of. I get 0 to 1 vote.
Mm.
That's the problem now.
Yeah.
Game wise, he's good.
He's good. He's good game wise. And yeah, you mentioned Shan. I actually do think that Shan is is also going to make a pretty good villain. Yeah, she's like the wolf in sheep's clothing, because she says that she's a pastor, she's a youth pastor, but with all the scheming stuff that she does with Ricard, yeah, it paints her in that light that she's like this villain as well, and she even has the hum for it. She's got the music for it.
It's just sad. It's quite sad because she can also be a very good hero.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's also one of the realizations that a lot of the players nowadays have about Survivor. The fact that whatever they do outside, in their real lives, that's their real life.
Doesn't matter.
This is game. This is game, so you can change the way that you are, right, for the good of the game, for the good of your game, right?
Yeah. So she's your winner pick.
I haven't gotten around to picking. Actually, I had one, but he got eliminated,
Okay.
and that's Brad. I like Brad because he's just such a goofy character. Not because I like his game, not because of anything like that. I like him
because he
because
looks like Bill Walton.
and because he looks like Bill Walton.
Right?
That's also it.
That's
I
the
like.
first thing I saw. Like Bill Walton.
And then you've got JD, who looks like De'Aaron Fox. I'm like, okay, so this is like the dad of Luke Walton, and then his player. They're in the same team. Are you sure that you didn't send over Luke Walton and De'Aaron Fox to play in Survivor? Right?
Is this the Maloof brothers trying to get back the Kings?
Probably. Like we'll make our own team.
Like a both
Yeah.
team and Survivor.
So you've got all of that. You got all of these new characters. You've got all these new players who have, for me, they've made this season really interesting. Any other notable castaways so far for you?
Actually, there's a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even those who you thought would have a purple edit, like Brad,
Mhm.
like Janie,
Mhm.
like a Tiffany, Queen Tiffany, like a who's that other mom on the blue tribe?
Heather.
Getting her. Heather.
Yeah.
Even Heather, she was supposed to have a purple edit, but remember that challenge where Jeff highlighted her and then they were like encouraging her to go and
Yeah.
go and go?
Yeah.
And a few episodes back, Tiffany was having that problem too, but
Yeah.
now she conquered it and she was acing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, if Tiffany can do that, Heather can do that as well, like after this challenge. Like, and that's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them are very notable. Yeah. This is actually a
best
very
cast.
good, very good cast of characters.
Actually, I think the one that does a disservice to this cast is all the twists and advantages.
Oh.
That's what I want
Now
to say.
let's
Like,
talk about that. What do you think about this new Beware advantage? What did you think about it?
This is the one that has the line, right?
The one with the line. Yeah.
The I relatives of butterfly.
No, it wasn't that. Come on. It was about the whole relatives or butterflies. Butterflies or relatives or something like that. And broccolis
Man,
or trees.
But you know what, Joel? I'm so confused like a goat on AstroTurf on this.
Hmm. What was that?
No, all of these lines are making me so confused like a goat on AstroTurf.
Oh. Yeah, man, that was. See, even I got confused by what you were saying. But yeah, it was cute to start. It was like, oh wow, this is nice. This is new.
But imagine if the blue tribe never got that.
Exactly.
That would have been so annoying.
Exactly.
But you know why I'm so happy it was Nasir who said that? Because it made him way funnier now. Because he's on the outs.
Uh-huh.
Before they targeted Erica, before, for some weird reason, they now wanted to target Sydney, the one who's been giving them information.
Yeah.
By the way, it was always Nasir who's public enemy number one, and now he got the idol. He said the line, and he activated his hidden immunity idol.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, like, you know what, Jeff? I am so confused right now. I feel like a goat on AstroTurf. Like, what the hell?
And then they show you the like hours before,
Flashback.
how he actually
That
found
was
it.
so amazing.
Yeah, some of the edits of this season has actually been pretty good as well.
Best.
The way that they would,
This is the best edit.
yeah, they've upped their ed. I actually noticed in Winners at War that they also did some new things, and even here, they've also been doing new things. I like the whole breaking the fourth wall thing by Jeff. The new thing that he was doing, like he was talking. You don't quite like it.
I'm okay with it because I know he's trying something new, but
It doesn't
there's
quite
gonna
land
be a
for
point
you
where
yet.
it's like, we get it, Jeff. Like,
Yeah, I
you're
think
trying
that
something new.
I think that it's a concerted effort as well for them to try and level the expectations of spectators, showing them that okay, this is a game, and we are playing a game, and I am bringing them in. That's another thing. Come on in. It's not come on in, guys anymore. Yeah,
yeah. Let's talk about that suit.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the fact that he was talking to the audience directly, that he was trying to connect with the audience and telling them, okay, this is a game. We're playing a game. Remember that this is a game. All right. He tries to, and then they even had a couple of shots where the crew was seen. They really wanted to bring the spectators into the experience, not as a castaway, but as someone who was watching the game happening, right? As an audience member.
Speaking of editing, I love the episode where they tried to throw away the game, but we go back to Nasir. It's like Nasir kept them from losing and just let them think, no, let me talk. No, let's
Yeah.
faster. Come on. Holy smokes!
Again,
They're trying
Nasir being like
their best
yeah.
to lose, but Nasir, to quote Jeff, Nasir carrying his tribe on his back, going back to back challenges.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're gonna talk about uh uh uh
You saw that
favorite winners, favorites that I want to win, it'd probably be Nasir for me. It'd
You
probably
saw
be
that
Nasir.
episode, that challenge.
Yeah.
There's an in-confessional challenge while it's happening, so they were saying their thoughts, like, while the challenge was happening mid-game, like
Mhm.
Deshaun, Danny, they're like, no, we were trying to lose this challenge, but Nasir comes here with them.
Yeah, man.
Then they show, it's like it's happening real time.
That was really cool. The edit, the way that they did that was pretty cool. It's a new kind of storytelling that they're using for Survivor, and it for me it's evolved the way that we experience Survivor. Yeah.
And I think that's the next part of the editing we have to talk about, the journeys, like the flashbacks.
Yes.
How do you like that? That was pretty nice. A pretty
It's-
nice addition for me.
Yeah, because before they did have all of those like summits or powwows or all of that where representatives would come and then they'd talk and then whatever. But this one it had some stakes. Like you had to choose whether or not you'd what would you do? Would you risk your vote? Would you keep it safe? And all of that. Yeah, I liked it at the start. I liked it at the start. I'd have to say I like the fact that it was a new twist again. It was a new twist. They've been introducing so many new twists and turns and advantages and new ways of playing the game. They've been adding levels and levels upon levels of how to play the game. But as it went on, it sort of got old real fast for me.
Which one? The island thing?
Yeah, the island thing, like
Ah,
right, the risk or protect or risk. It was always protect versus risk. It was I just one or the other. I would have wanted something similar to, say, for example, what the guys who got eliminated from Winners at War did. Like the whole bringing the logs up, and then if you were able to do that, you'd have a different kind of advantage. And even if they I actually was hoping that the fire tokens would still be in play somehow, and it would factor into the whole, because they went to the same island. That was the same island. That was the island where those guys who were eliminated from Winners at War went. So you keep that that mechanic in that island, and it would have been different. It would have been more interesting than having just to choose one way or the other. What about you? What about you?
So true. Well, for me, yeah, the first part was kind of nice because I think it's like they put all the three people with the best hair in the island. Like you got Danny, you got JD, you got Xander. It's like that. It's like a L'Oreal commercial. Yeah? And like they're all, even JD mentioned all our hair were like flopping in the wind.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't fault him because that happened.
Yeah, it's not like they knew that they were gonna get together. Right? They were chosen by their tribes.
It was good the first time.
Mm.
And then the second time they did it with Sydney, Tiffany, and Brad. Like, you just saw this happen.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I think the better variation was the part where Evie and Deshaun were, because it's just two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Erica, which is just one.
Yeah.
So, like, don't make it three again. We just saw that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and again, the whole what they actually do there, that would have been okay. You go there and then you just choose left or right. You go there,
Yeah.
mix it up, do something else, right?
I think the mistake there was they did it twice. They should have done it once only.
Mm. Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's it. Because I know the difference between them now was Sydney, Tiffany, and Brad had to escape from their island that night just to go there.
Mm.
Okay, get that.
Yeah,
It's like, we just saw it 2 episodes ago,
yeah.
right?
And yeah, it would have been
Same
nice if
thing.
they escaped from their camps to go to the island. Have them do something else in the island, like immediately treat them to something, right? when they get there, because the
Maybe
challenge had already happened. They escaped their camps to get to the island,
Yeah.
right?
Shouldn't there be a reward for escaping?
Yeah. But then again, when you get there, you still have to make the choice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like lame. But it gives you a weird insight on Sydney because he was so loyal that part, and then now you want to turn. No, that was weird.
But yeah, from I think the first couple of episodes, you kind of get the idea that Sydney had a higher idea of herself than
Oh,
what really
yeah.
was, and she herself said that in this last episode.
It's actually the best confessional, the recent boot confessional, but at the same time, I'm glad she got booted out early.
Why? Why?
Because we've seen it all. We've seen it through the who's that lady from One World, the one that was bullying Christina Cha. I keep
Oh,
forgetting.
yeah. I forget the name.
BFFs of Colton.
Mm,
Yeah, whoever that person was, it's basically Sydney, or basically a prototype Jerry, or
yeah.
that guy from the Rooster thing, from the Rooster Alliance, or every other generic person who is so self-centered, but not self-aware and think they're the hottest shit in the island.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been through 40 seasons of it. I, as much as some of our friends like it, I like the self-awareness thing. I'm just glad we don't have to sit through it post-merge. We don't have to see another one of that guy or that girl saying, "Oh, I run the show. Oh, I'm so smart."
Yeah.
And you get blindsided.
Yeah.
That's we've seen that almost 40 seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they got kicked out early.
Yeah, well, one
Before.
thing that Sydney did do that was also a new thing for this season was the shot in the dark. Die.
Yes,
She was the
that's
first and
commendable.
the first
She
one
risked
to
it.
try it out. So yeah, a 1 in 6 chance at quote unquote immunity at not getting any votes for that night. What are your thoughts on that? What does it do for the game?
It's a nice twist, but only if you noticed how many episodes we're in, 7 to 8 episodes.
Mhm. And it's only been used once.
Yeah. So it's basically people thinking. Think about it. They don't want to risk it, even though they know they're at the risk of getting voted out. It
Mhm.
took a Sydney just to think to use it
Yeah.
for 7 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like I doubt it'll be used much.
Mm. And it probably goes into either how comfortable everyone is with their place in the game, or how well everyone else is in hiding their true intentions about who they're
Yeah.
planning to vote out, right? Because I mean, if you knew that you were in the bottom and you had little to no chance of getting out, that's the last thing that you'll hold on to. But then again, in the previous episodes, no one ever felt that way enough. Like Jeannie never felt that she needed
Some
she needed
reason.
a shot in the dark, right?
Yes, you should have.
Yeah, she should have, but she never felt like desperate enough to do it, right?
But it goes back to the good gameplay of Shan.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Brad could have done it. Jeannie could have done it. JD could have done it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, JD had no idea at all.
But yeah, he's one of my favorite pre-merge boots.
Yeah. He was an entertaining guy to
It's
watch.
very fun.
Yeah.
Well,
And he
kind of
was a confessed, self-professed super fan.
survivor fan.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he also was aware that the reason why he liked it wasn't even the mental or strategy game. It was because the Aussies of the world or the
Yeah.
challenge beasts of the world. So, see,
Yeah.
like you can be a Survivor fan, you don't have to be a Cochrane. You can be a JD.
Yeah.
You can do like Impressions of Reem or Woo, like it's ninja stuff. Yeah.
Ninja stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was JD was like one of the more interesting characters to follow pre-merge. One of the biggest storylines was of course the dominance of Luvu and the disappointment of Ua.
Which is funny because everyone from the first before the episode started,
Hmm.
who was gonna be the disaster tribe? It wasn't even Ua.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Yasa.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Yasa because of that
Because,
whole
yeah,
ore that they
folks.
forgot, that they missed, that Liana didn't see at the top
Because
of the boat.
the boat chase of the world, or the Evies, or the Liana.
Yeah.
It felt like they're the Luzon the brains tribe of Cagayan.
They would implode. They would just implode because everyone was too.
Which is actually a good comparison because look, after the first few vote outs,
Hmm.
they stuck together, the four of them, and made it through the merge.
Yeah.
And the one that really imploded was the Green Tribe, which I never thought would happen. Right?
It's just that they never won. They couldn't win. They couldn't find it in themselves to win a challenge at all.
It
Uh,
was the Yellow Tribe. And then it went to the Green Tribe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow.
it was kind of it was yeah. They got
weird.
dominated. Now there's
Because
just
the
two of
Green
them.
Tribe could have physically dominated the Yellow Tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Even
mean,
without Brad.
yeah,
Even without a J, you have Ricard, JD, Shan. You
Yeah.
have, who's that? Yeah, Genie.
Genie.
No,
Genie
they
was,
could have
was pretty.
Steamrolled as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that with UA, the social game got into it too much that they forgot about the physical game. They forgot about winning actual challenges. Right?
Yeah, because I think they did what the Blue Tribe tried to do was to lose intentionally.
Mm.
But they didn't actually intentionally wanted to lose.
They just lost.
Because someone was trying to do Kobe, couldn't do a Kobe.
Yeah.
JD.
Oh my god, JD. Oh, the layups. Oh my god. Oh my god. He did Kobe, but the Kobe that wasn't efficient.
Yeah. It's like, dude, if you're Shaq, you don't go for a three. You go for you go inside the ring,
Mhm.
man. You
Mhm.
do a post up. You don't You don't do a fadeaway 3-pointer from half court. Okay? If you can't lay up, you dunk the damn ball.
Yeah, of
Or
course.
you give it to Ricard. My God, that was annoying.
That was so annoying, and he kept at it. He kept saying that he could do it.
Like,
And they just got blown out of that challenge. Oh gosh. Oh.
I think this is the part of the show where, like, yeah, he could have been the first one out, I guess, instead of the lady.
Instead of Sarah. You mean?
Yeah, but I'm still glad Sarah got out first. Because man, JD is gold.
Yeah, JD
And
is
him
gold. I mean,
being
as a
voted
character, you
out.
like watching him.
That would have been a waste of, okay, you would be the more cerebral tribe, but you wouldn't have the fun JD vibes.
Yeah. It was more fun watching JD
Oh god.
for
That's so
those
cool.
episodes.
But to be honest, right? My favorite Brad part was Brad in the bushes. I still remember that.
Even before that, when he ran the coast, when he
Yeah,
ran along the
before-
coast and then hid in the that was
were you guys going
that
to
was
the
so
water?
fun.
like
This
he
tall,
just-
lanky guy, lanky
It's
guy
like
running the coast.
It's like Fido Dito for the non-Titos. The guy who was the 7-Up mascot.
Yeah.
So yeah, very disappointing for the Green Tribe. Because they weren't the disaster tribe in the first 2 episodes, and then
They suddenly became the disaster tribe. Well, they don't have to
think
worry
about
about that anymore. They don't have to worry about that anymore because the 3 tribes went into the merge 2 episodes ago. Yeah, they're now 1 tribe. They don't have a name yet, right?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, they don't have
think
a
so.
name yet. But yeah, but what did you think about that? Again, another new twist. The pre-merge challenge.
This is quite nice because this is different from the Game Changers thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember where they have to vote as 1 tribe to vote out Malcolm or something? That part. This time it's like you can vote out. However, half of you guys cannot be voted for.
Yeah.
So from the outset, that was interesting. So it lessens your names, but that makes it seem like it depends on which alliance the name has.
Yeah. So yeah, but
So,
one circumstance of the pre-merge challenge was, of course, our girl Erica getting shipped off to the island on her own for 2 days and 2 nights. But not just that. She was given an advantage by Jeff Probst. The whole hourglass thing that you mentioned. So yeah, that it for me that has got to be again in a season full of new things.
Very polarizing.
Yeah, very polarizing because you'd have to think if you're going to break the glass, you're basically putting yourself on the outs with the guys who had just won the pre-merge challenge. But then again, you put yourself in the good graces of those people who were actually who were on the bottom of that pre-merge challenge, who ended up, I think, weren't they also the guys who sort of had trouble in tribal?
Yes, because had Erica not went to the island, she would have been voted out, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously the next targets would be the Yasa people, the Yellow Tribe,
Mm-hmm.
outside of Liana.
Yeah.
But you have Xander and Tiffany now immune, which leaves only Evie to be voted for that night, which leads them to the plan of using the immunity idol on Evie,
Yeah.
which Liana found out
Mm-hmm.
because he has the advantage a few episodes ago, the knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Now that's another new thing. I really like that. I like the power of the advantage and the limitation of the advantage.
Because it has the advantage, or the idol should be literally within the possession of the person
Yes.
they're asking,
Yes.
right?
That was
And
such
if
a
production-
cool.
Because
thing.
if Xander lied and production knew,
They would have. I mean, I'm sure that Jeff knew. I'm sure that Jeff watched like dailies or was briefed by production.
Yeah.
Okay,
For the
the
whole,
advantage is actually with ano.
yes,
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. I mean, so what happened there was that Liana had this advantage, the knowledge is power advantage. She could steal a hidden an immunity idol or an advantage from another person if she asks that person specifically whether or not they had either an immunity idol or if they had an advantage. And again, this is where editing actually was pretty good. It was pretty good because the way that the episode went along, it seemed as if Xander and Evie had no idea that Liana was gonna do what she did. But yeah, the way that they did it. Although I did already, I think that I sort of predicted that that was what they were gonna do. I actually thought Evie was gonna have the idol in herself. But it was even better. They did it even better when they gave it to Tiffany, because that way no one would actually know where the idol really was, right?
Yes, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Right? Okay, that's
yeah,
good. That's good. Anyway, so I like their play. Like he showed like sleight of hand. Yeah, Evie and I, Liana. I'm just putting this here. I'm using this on Evie. All right, cool. I gotta go somewhere. And then they showed it on the flashback when they were already in tribal. No, but you can have this fake.
yeah. That was so cool. That
That
was so cool.
so well edited.
You can
I
have
love
this.
this
It's
season. I love the editing.
fake. Yeah.
You know that it's like an action movie. It's like Now You See Me, or it's like the whole. If we go to the '90s, it's like The Usual Suspects. Like
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. A lot
so
of these fake outs and these like good editing choices that really aid in the storytelling. I think that they've really gotten the hang of how to actually tell the story, especially through this. No, and then I really liked it. So yeah, but in the end, Xander ends up not using the idol. What did you think about that? Were you like me? Were you on the edge of your seat, thinking that Evie was actually gonna get voted out because of what Xander did?
actually, I would have been,
Uh huh.
but there's still a 50-50 shot. It could have been Sydney, right?
Mm. Mm.
So I'm like, it could have still be Sydney until we see the last parchment. So I'm not that,
You weren't
scared
that
yet.
like scared for Evie and Xander.
There's a scare. I'd be so disappointed if Evie lost
Yeah.
that night, but it wasn't Evie. So I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay, because think about it. It's the Luvu tribe losing a number, which is the biggest mistake they would have made, and they
Mhm.
did make it already.
Mhm.
Where was the whole Luvu strong thing? Hey, we're six.
Exactly.
Let's take out the rest.
No more
They
Luvu
forgot
strong.
about that come part of the merge
Yeah.
because of the twist that Erica made, who ironically still sticking with Luvu.
Exactly. I was so
So if-
dumbfounded by
if-
that. Why did she stick
if-
with those guys?
No, if she stuck with you and you accepted her, you can't stick with Sydney.
Exactly. That was so weird because these
That's
are
a
the
bit
same.
Weird. Think about
Oh.
it. Think about it. Right? You guys were saying, "Oh, let's stick to Luvu. Let's take out some of the people there first on the green tribe, on the yellow tribe." You still had Evie.
Yeah.
Deshaun used 2 votes on Evie. And you guys couldn't even vote Evie out.
That was that was
dumb.
that was really weird. And if I remember correctly, in the tribal, Deshaun was the guy who was asking, okay, can we switch it up? When they were like already in that panic, in that chaos, they were like, can we switch? Can we switch? He was looking for a new strategy to pull. It was so weird, and for me, it was the fact that Erica stuck with Luvu was very
Weirder.
confusing. Yeah, it's
Because
confusing.
they were. The one that I got confused of, when was Sydney the new plan? Was it after Ricard winning?
Not
Were
probably.
they-
Yeah, I think they were looking for, because they had a hunch that Sander was gonna play the immunity idol
Evie.
for Evie. They wanted to split the votes. But since Tiffany, I'm wondering why they never thought of voting Tiffany out.
They can't.
Was she part of the winning? Was she part of the winning of the pre-merge
No, it's
Oh
remember the
yeah,
immunity
yeah,
switch
yeah. She
though.
was one of the immune.
So the only one they could have voted out was Evie, Sydney, Danny, Deshawn.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot
Uh,
about that part. So it really what it really did. It really did fall down to a Sydney or Evie. It was that.
which sucks, right?
Yeah.
Because I think they could have stuck their guns on Evie,
But
which
yeah,
would have sucked for the yellow tribe. But
yeah, yeah. But
you
then
know,
now, remembering that, now it makes sense for me that they actually did go with Sydney because in the first place, I don't think that a lot of the Blue Tribe actually thought that Sydney was a good member of their tribe.
but wasn't
Uh,
that the same threat thing that they were thinking about on Erica? But maybe because he's immune,
yeah,
partially
because she's
because he's
immune.
immune. But next
Uh,
time they'll get her too. But
yeah, and
wasn't the
they
initial
couldn't
plan was
like
to eliminate someone else first before they eliminate each other?
yeah. I mean,
So Evie
they
still could have
couldn't
did.
like go against like Nasir. Nasir, I think Nasir is part of the group that could have been voted out, right? Because he
Yes,
went with the winning tribe,
but
winning
he
group.
has an idol and he's a man.
Oh
Remember,
yeah, all of
Deshaun
these
and
other
Danny were saying,
stuff. Yeah, yeah,
"Hey, we've been noticing the other tribes have been, voting out their guys.
yeah. All
So
of
how about we
these
stick together?"
again, layers upon layers. There's a whole lot of different gameplays at work, and even on top of that, the whole Shan, Liana, Deshaun, Danny alliance that's like going on. Yeah, and I
I
really like that that's
think
there.
I really hope that works, but at the same time, after they saw what Liana did to her old tribal alliance,
Mm,
Liana's
they
gonna
might.
be their first target to take out, and it could be as early as next episode, like saying, "No, Danny, Deshaun, Shan, this is still strong. It's still strong. She's the
Mm-hmm,
weak link. Let's take her out
mm-hmm.
because no one's gonna, you know, I doubt the yellow tribe's gonna get her, but I
Yeah,
have a feeling the the Ericas or the Heathers
yeah,
might try to get her soon
yeah. I mean,
in the Xanders.
realistically speaking, you've got I'm not this isn't in any particular order, but you've got the Erica, Evie, and Xander are necessarily on the bottom.
Yeah,
Uh, Nasir is
Tiffany
sort
too.
of in the middle, sort of. Yeah, we saw that in the confusion in tribal. He was
Like,
in the middle of two. He was. They were calling him
hello,
Nasir, Nasir,
bro.
Nasir.
Oh, the zero.
Yeah, it was like he was in the mid. He's in the
That's
middle, and
me
then
on
everyone
spot.
else is on the other side. Yeah.
That was funny.
That was so funny. That was so funny. But yeah, what do you see in the future for the Xander, Evie, Tiff group and Heather? Let's add Heather to that group.
Let's go with that first, right?
Yeah.
Xander, Evie. Deshaun said the truth, man.
Mm-hmm.
She did say that Xander has the idol,
Mm.
but at the same time, did they
Mm-hmm.
tell Deshaun that the Yellow Tribe's gonna take out Xander? No, just said that Xander has the idol.
Mm-hmm.
So when Xander found out, I was like, oh, okay. At the same time, think about it. That's the Blue Tribe, and I think that's the only time Deshaun would have found out that Nasir had the idol too,
Mm.
because he knows the lines,
Yeah.
right?
But the thing is,
So
did
I'm
Deshaun know that
thinking,
the line?
oh, maybe Evie said that, didn't?
Did
Didn't they share the lines? That's why Xander saying this line,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
The whole butterflies or then
yeah,
relatives,
yeah,
then the broccoli,
yeah,
and then the astroturf. He might have forgotten the astroturf,
yeah.
but he might have figured out who said that now
Mm.
because the whole immunity idols are now in play.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're in the hands of Xander, but now with Tiffany and
Nasir,
Nasir. I
our
think
boy
it's
Nasir.
ironic that this might be a stronger bond now because Evie found out that Evie placed their eggs on the wrong basket with Liana.
Liana. Yeah.
Remember? They wanted to have Liana and Tiffany and Evie. Well, Liana just turned on you guys
Mm-hmm.
in the worst possible way in front of everyone in Tribal Council.
Yeah.
So you have to fall back to Xander now.
Yeah.
And now it's weird because Xander is now in the power position of this couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks in due part of Evie forming an alliance with Liana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So think
Because
about
had
it.
it not
You
been
made
for
an
that, there
alliance.
wouldn't have been a case for Xander to actually claim to have Evie's back. Right.
Yeah, because remember, Liana was trying to vote out Xander,
Mm.
but it was Tiffany that was pushing for Voce.
Yeah.
Had
Well,
Liana
I didn't lose any sleep
her way-
from that vote out.
Oh no, me too. Like, because Voce, if he's, I saw him as an either or. If Voce stayed, I think it would have been Evie out
Mm.
because I thought they could have been a good tandem.
Mm-hmm.
But upon watching, it's like, nah. It's only either or. And you had to take out Voce
Yeah.
because Voce would have been a worse version of Liana had he made the merge.
True. True.
And
That's
he
right.
outwardly said that he'll be cutthroat.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he is literally cerebral because he is a doctor.
Yeah. He's
That
he's a
involves-
neurosurgeon. Cerebral
Yeah,
is like the
neurosurgeon,
right word.
you know? Is the right word to say.
Yeah.
If
He,
you
he,
thought
he was
the
like he was
Liana
like
betrayal was bad.
yeah, he was like the Russell Hantz wannabe for this season.
Yeah. He is gonna be the Russell.
Yeah.
So I think, they spared themselves of that problem.
Yeah.
So you have to thank Queen Tiffany for pushing for Voce to be voted out that night. Right?
Oh my gosh! Thank God! Thank God! Okay. Anyway, what?
Thank God she won.
Yeah. What do we expect moving forward after? So the tribes have all merged. They're now one tribe. We don't have a name yet. You've already said your pick. Who was your pick again to win it all?
Ricard, but with reservations, because I think he'll make it to the end.
You think he'll make it to the end? He has all of those qualities. He
But I
can
feel
be
like-
good in challenges. He's good socially.
Yeah.
He's got a brain in his noggin. So yeah, he might make it all the way to the end.
He's physically
Yeah.
gifted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mentally and physically, he has it.
Yeah. And he's able to make all of these plans, like you said. Actually, that was when you pointed that out. That was when I realized that you're right. He was the one who planned all of the things that they did with JD.
It's funny. You give Shan the Shantum. You should
Yeah.
give him an anthem because he's the one puppeteering the
Yeah,
Shantum.
exactly. So yeah, so
I'm
yeah,
sorry
so
to say, if Shan had game, she would have had that extra vote right now.
but
the
again,
extra vote?
I guess
Where's
she
the extra
reverted
vote?
back to her being a pastor, being a nice person. Yeah.
No, because she thought she could pull the same stunt on Ricard, the same stunt she pulled on JD. Like, it happened. It worked twice because it was JD. Now, don't push your luck.
Ricard is a
Your
different
hands are too
person.
short to box with God. CM Punk.
Oh wow! So yeah, so you've got Ricard getting into the final tribal.
Again, I'm
With
sure
reservations.
he can make it to the finals, but I'm not sure if he can make any votes.
Oh wow!
If you understand.
Not unless he changes his social game from now on, I guess.
I think he could,
Uh huh.
but at the same time, like, he doesn't have that Tony-ness.
Mm.
to,
Because
like,
he's too he's got this air again, this aura of being smarmy, yeah,
schemy,
sassy. He's
Yes.
he's that. It doesn't help his case. Whereas if you've got a Shan who actually
could actually,
Yeah.
she could win.
and she could win it all, because while she does scheme, unless Ricard blows up her game and tells everyone, "Oh, this is what she did,"
Which I
no
feel
one's.
he will.
He probably can, and he probably will,
He
right?
will.
Right?
Because you have Danny and Deshaun saying, "Yeah, there's only Ricard left."
Yeah. Yeah.
But who were the first few out after Sarah? That was Brad, that was JD.
Yeah.
Two physical threats.
Yes, exactly.
Where it
Exactly.
could have been Genie and Shan.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
No, that's all Shan, guys. Who has that
But yeah, I mean, you've got Shan there. She has this alliance with Liana Deshawn and Danny, and she has this alliance with Ricard.
Which is shaky right now.
It's kind of shaky because of especially what happened with the extra vote, and she gives this outward niceness. At the very least, in the way that the editing is showing her, she's nice. Except during the confessionals, when she actually
Which
tells
is
the
good.
people what her intentions are.
I like Shan a lot.
Yeah, so it makes
Because-
it makes you like Shan a lot because she's nice out there, but she's really scheming. Yeah, so
Think about
it
it too. Some of her confessionals still show the humanness of Shan.
yeah.
There's still this conflict between Pastor Shan and Player Shan.
Yeah, exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Something
Is that
you can see in
the
card.
is that what they call the winner's edit? I've been trying to decipher what the winner's edit actually is. I've been watching a lot of videos on Peridium's videos on YouTube. I've never been able to
I
figure
think
out what the actual
The
winner's
best
edit is.
winner's edit that I saw from a mile was last season, which was Tony.
Mm.
So good job on the. I like that winner's edit because you saw it from the second or third episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when you were playing it, you know a new era player was gonna win,
Mm.
but you weren't sure which one. Was it Tony? Was it Sarah? Was
Yeah.
it even, for some reason, Adam Klein? Until he did the whole, that.
Yeah.
thing.
No.
And I was like, no, that was
No,
stupid.
not
That
Adam.
was stupid, Adam. Not no.
No.
But it was faring from that, and then a few episodes before Adam was kicked, I was like, nah.
Wait. So anyway, moving forward with this season, do we expect more twists and turns, more advantages to prop up?
There will be. I'm really thinking there will be.
Mm.
And
Wow.
if you think the whole advantage that Erica had was polarizing, I'm pretty sure midway through the merge there will be something worse.
I
or
hope that they
better.
actually do put something like that. Yeah. I hope that they do something.
Because this is a 26-day game. They had to pull out all the stops because they were worried about the COVID implications.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, it's just a 7th episode. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a bigger twist there.
Yeah.
You have to think about that.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm thinking there might even be an outcast twist there that people will hate.
Mm.
Maybe a similar thing, maybe,
Uh-huh.
but we don't know yet because Exile Island or Redemption Island is not at play for those who voted out.
Yeah. Yeah. Or so we think.
So we think, right? There might have been an edit like the one that we saw, like flashback. Those
Yeah,
who have
right?
been voted out
Actually
will read
went to
something.
Exile Island. They didn't go to Ponderosa.
There's no Ponderosa, right? My fearless prediction is and I hope I'm wrong because it would suck for the players abroad, still on board.
Mm-hmm.
There might be an outcast twist by mid-merge.
Mid-merge. So that's like
So
final
whoever they
6?
vote out that part
uh-huh.
will have their place taken by someone from the ones who have been voted out at that point.
Mm. Yeah, again,
Not
because
final
this is
6,
such a
maybe-
short period.
Maybe final 8,
Mhm.
9,
Mm-hmm.
right? Possibly. But I'm hoping there's just gonna be a generic idol nullifier. Ironic how I say it's a generic idol nullifier. Because
now
we've
a
seen
generic.
twists after twists.
An idol
Like,
nullifier
idol
is just so
nullifier is
generic.
So like a few seasons ago already.
Yeah. Do you think the knowledge
Because-
is power advantage is gonna come back into play now that it's already been played?
I hope not, because this is the best way to play the knowledge is power advantage. You know how? When every Tom, Dick, and Harry on that island knows it's at play. Because had Liana not said that,
Mm.
I think it would. I had to agree when I was listening to Know It Alls. It would have sucked more had nobody knew that.
Mm.
It would have been so deflating. I don't know why. It would have been so deflating because we saw it already a few episodes back. Oh, I'm gonna use this on Xander.
Yeah.
But had she not said that to anyone, God, that save on Evie would have sucked. It would
Yeah.
not have
True.
happened.
True.
So I'm glad she said it to almost everybody because it gave the players some time to think some kind of play, and it worked.
Mhm.
Right? The switcheroo worked.
Yeah.
Right?
And again, highlight so far of the
Highlights.
past episode.
Highlight so far. It's ironic. Yeah, it's okay because everyone knew it was there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that ticking time bomb, and then
Yes,
at
right?
the very last second, you were able to find a way out of it. Right?
Think about it. It would have been more boring of an edit or of a narrative had Xander, Evie, or Tiffany never knew about the advantage. It's like, oh, they're gonna vote either Evie out, right?
Mhm.
Or Sydney. So let's just vote Sydney.
Yeah.
It would have been more of a straightforward Sydney vote.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have tried to get Sydney in, or they would not try to play the idol on Evie, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
God.
Whew, wow. A lot of very interesting and new things have come up in this 41st season of Survivor, and we can only expect even more. Right? I hope,
Before
Martin,
that-
that you can join us again soon in one of the council of Titos, so that we can
May
talk
I
more about the. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Something. You mentioned it's the come on in, guys.
Yeah.
Joel,
No, come on in.
Is that
It's not
the-
come on in.
is that a top 3 Jeff Probst quote for you compared to The Tribe Has Spoken or Survivor's Ready Go or something else? Does that come to mind to you? Because it
Which
doesn't
one? Come on
to
in,
mind
guys?
to me. Yeah, I don't see that. You know, before what I heard when I was a kid, I keep hearing saying, "Good morning, guys." Ah, okay, good morning. Okay.
Well, yeah.
And then you keep pushing. It's one of the iconic phrases that we can change now because of the era we're in. We have to be woke and progressive. Like,
Yeah, well, I do understand why they had to rethink or think about it, because it is
Me
the
too.
times that we are living in, and I have read that some survivors aren't actually some former survivors, survivor contestants didn't really see
Russell.
the need for the change.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that they gave that choice to the current cast.
Actually, I
Yeah.
like the pitch, but it felt like heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you could have given something else that was better, but here, have this small thing. Here, make it so progressive for you to make it look like we're in the new day, the new era. You know, it's so awesome. So we're not sportitos. We're now sport persons. It's like saying that. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
we'll make it matter because I'm Jeff Probst and I have to be in with the young ones who
The
identify
current
themselves
generation.
as not a he or her, that can identify themselves like an Evie, or that can, it's like, that movie, that old guy with a cap and then and a skateboard and say, "Hey,
Oh.
fellow kids."
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
Jeff felt for me. It's like that's how it felt.
I
Hello,
see.
fellow
I see.
youngins.
Yeah, I see. I understand. I
I
understand.
understand the sentiment, but it's like you're giving them the lowest possible denomination of a sentiment.
Mm.
You know,
Well, we can
Like-
only hope that they can do some more.
am I gonna lose sleep over it? Am I gonna cancel watching Survivor? No, because
No.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like I welcome come on in.
Mm.
I welcome it. And I'm glad that Jeff listened to Ricard saying, I'm sorry for not saying I had reservations about the guys thing.
Hmm.
Okay, that's where it worked.
Yeah.
Because when Evie said it doesn't matter to keep the guys, Jeff was like, really, no one wants to take out the guys thing. All right, then you heard that from the more progressive
Yeah.
cast member. Like, that sounded so I don't know.
That's
It's
progressive
oh,
thinking.
we're trying to be progressive, but see, the most progressive cast member here doesn't say it's progressive. So we'll keep the guys thing, and then when Ricard went, that's when, that's when I saw, it's not heavy. He's actually sticking to his word. He took out the guys. Good for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
But next time, don't make it so heavy-handed in the first place. Because it's so
Maybe they could have just like
disingenuous.
done it like prior to actually shooting the season. Yeah. And then Jeff could have probably just explained how it would how it came about. Yeah, but they had to show it on
Because had Ricard not said anything, that would have been that felt so forced, and that would still leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, anyway,
props to
yeah.
them for that's it. But thank you so much, Joe. I had because we mentioned that earlier. I said we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
back to
Yeah. Of course. Of course. We're here to talk about this show that we've loved for over 20 years, over 40 seasons. Well, 41 now. And yeah, and we again, Martz. I hope that we can get you back on the show soon in the
I really
future.
hope so.
Yeah, it was fun talking Survivor with you. So yeah, and that's it for the inaugural episode of the Council of Titos. If you liked our show, please do like the video and consider subscribing to our YouTube page. Wait, before I'll let you go, Martz, do you have anything that you wanna promote?
There's a lot, so
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so Joel, thank you so much, fellow Sportito Joel, for having me join this guesting of this episode of the Council of Titos here on the Laro-Laro Network. Did I get that right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, so bago po ako mabululan sa mga R's, I'm Martin. You can catch me on channel14.com. I am a co-host of our common friend with Joel, Jao, on channel14.com's Cast Garden. Once this is out, check out this Wednesday as one of our final episodes of the first semester featuring our friend Isa Elisis for the last 2 episodes of Sem 1 of the Cast Garden, and we'll be back maybe by mid-December for semester 2.
Wow.
And also catch us on other podcasts on channel14.com like Bodega Nights, Third World Gaming. And you can see all of these on your Spotify, Apple Podcast, or, just type in channel14.com. That's all letters, no numbers. And I guess that's it.
Okay, wow. Well, there you go. We have a certified podcaster here. Thank you once again, Martin, for gracing our show. And on behalf of our new Sportito, Martin V, this has been Chief Bisdak Joel Parcon. See you again next time, only here on the Council of Titos.
The Titos have spoken.